Hi, I'm Bex Klafter, and I am the Director of Donor Development at Redeemer Center for Life, RCFL. And I have the pleasure of sitting down today with Veronica Hawman, RCFL's new Executive Director, and Dawn Johnson, RCFL's new Board Chair. So thank you both for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bex.
Yeah, so to start, Veronica, you began in July of 2020. It's been really exciting getting to know you as a staff person and see all the great ideas and energy you bring. And I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about how you got connected to RCFL and how your first few months as ED have been going.
Yeah, thank you, Bex, for the question. I really appreciate this opportunity to meet with you guys today. I learned about RCFL and got connected to RCFL last year in 2020, earlier during the year, through the fundraising committee, community here in the Twin Cities. I've worked in the fundraising world for about 7 years now, and through some individuals that I met through networking and fundraising, they introduced me to Pastor Kelly Chapman, the previous executive director, and I met him. I came, visited RCFL, walked around, saw the building, saw Venture North, the community. He gave me a tour and really explained all the energy and passion that goes into this nonprofit organization. So I went home, thought about it for about a month, and I reached back out and I said, hey, how are things going over at RCFL? How are you doing? How's the executive search going? And he invited me to participate in that process. So I went ahead, put my name in the hat, and was offered the position and have been here since July last year at RCFL, getting to know all of you and some of the community members. So far, so good. It's a small community that as I got deeper into, I realized how large it is. So yeah, that's how I learned about RCFL.
Great. Yeah, well, we're really happy to have you leading us. Dawn also joined the board relatively recently and just began your service as board chair this January. Congrats. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you got connected to RCFL?
Well, I met Sarah at basically it was at the Y, and Robin DiAngelo spoke, who wrote the book, White Fragility, that definitely was super popular for, unfortunately, not so great reasons in 2020. I was facilitating the anti-racism conversation at the table. I am an anti-racist racial justice facilitator. And Sarah happened to be sitting at my table, and she thought, wow, you sure did handle us really well. We are looking for new individuals to bring on our board, specifically women of color, to diversify our board that serves a community of Black and brown people in the Harrison neighborhood over in North Minneapolis. And I'm like, hey, lucky for you, it's on my list this year to do some research because I'm very interested on serving on a board, preferably one that serves a Black and brown community. So it was like, divine timing. Did my research on the RCFL and thought, you know what, this would be a great fit for me. And I was very excited to join, and I jumped in immediately and rolled up my sleeves, and I was excited to add value. And luckily, during that time, we were on our executive search of looking for a new executive director, and I volunteered to be on that committee. I wanted to make sure that our next ED would be more representative of the Harrison neighborhood. And there's Veronica.
Great. Yeah. Well, we're really excited as well to have you in this position, sort of leading the overarching mission and work. So thank you for your service as board chair. Yeah, Veronica, I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about what to expect at RCFL in 2021.
Well, in 2021 at RCFL, we're entering a year similar to 2020 in that it's the second year of the pandemic. So we are still pivoting in a way, but in 2021, we're still going to be doing a deep dive, investing in our housing, investing in our youth development programming. We're reimagining our workforce development programming. What we want to do is continue to offer all those programs, but also look into the future. As we come out of the pandemic, what will those things look like? How can we involve the greater Harrison neighborhood? And part of that involves going out into the community, asking people who are connected to RCFL and say, are these things we're doing, are they still relevant? Is this still what you need? How can we change them? How can we make them better? Is there anything else we're missing? So we hope to do a community assessment later in the year as we're looking at our programming to make sure as we move through the year, the stuff that we are doing is really what the community wants, and making sure that we're still being that center for life that is in the Harrison neighborhood. So yes, we're still focusing on our pillars: workforce development, housing, and youth development. So more to come in 2020 or 2021.
Yeah, no more 2020.
Yeah, no more 2020.
Even though our organization did fare relatively well despite many challenges that most nonprofits did experience in 2020 due to the pandemic and the racial revolution and the unrest that started right here in Minneapolis. Redeemer Center for Life, we were put in a position to receive, donations and funds to better support the organization during a very trying time. So we were very grateful to come out of 2020 with a executive director that has so much energy and insight. She is smart and strategic, and she came in and she rolled her sleeves up and she empowered the staff. She unearthed some things that had been going on, and she has just been unrattled. And I am super grateful that she has the level of passion to do this work. This is not something that you do just to highlight your resume, right? No. This is really heart-centered work to be able to come in here and make a difference. And that is why any of us are here. That's why I am here as a board member. I grew up in Gary, Indiana. So, Gary, Indiana is like, an entire city that looks like the North Side, and even worse, actually, unfortunately. And so I know what it's like to need support, to be in a community of color that is looking to the pillars to help with workforce development, to help find opportunities for our youth so they're not bored and that they stay out of trouble, and to have, role models that are like right here in the community to provide resources to help them grow and develop, and to have something to be proud of. Mm-hmm. And that is like one of the number one things. I want to develop something that you can just continue to be proud of. And like, this is where I'm from, and this is how I can even come back and contribute in a larger way, because this is the environment that I grew up in. And that's very much how I feel about the community. I grew up in Gary, Indiana. I still give back. I still go back to my high school and in my old neighborhood, because that's important, to be able to give back to much that has been given to us. So. Mm-hmm. And was there a question for me, Bex? I'm sorry.
No, that's great. No, I love it. Yeah, I mean, the main question I have to pivot to, thank you again for those stellar answers. I definitely, we're, from a fundraising side, we've been really blessed to have so much support, and it's just been really amazing to see donations of all different sizes from people from Minnesota and beyond, really supporting our mission. So that's been a really exciting moment to get to grow our community. But pivoting a little bit, I was wondering if you could both speak to the significance of an organization that is being led by two fantastic Black women.
Yeah, I can start. Well, I would like to say that from my experience, this is really quite rare here in the Twin Cities. And it is something that clearly was wanted because it happened. I was voted to be executive director. Don was voted to be board chair, but that's just the first step. Now we're in these positions, working in these positions, and now really comes the real work of running a Black-led organization and what that means. And it's been a privilege actually to see how the community and people in the organization have really responded to this shift. It has definitely unearthed some things, because what I've learned is when you have Black leaders, that means there's that trust there. That means you're allowing us to make the decisions. There's a lot of power that we have, and there's, even though we're both in these positions, there's still some work to do. And I would like to be an example for other organizations that also hope to move in this direction, to have this kind of like 1-2, the top leadership and internally with the staff and externally with the board working together to really just take that time and invest in and ask the questions, really, what does that look like? And how far do we want to really go with this? I think it's an important thing to do. I'm so glad to be a part of this. And just also just to be an example to other young Black women in the community as they're going through high school and college, to let them know, you know what, you can do this too. Not only can you work in a nonprofit organization, you can lead a nonprofit organization. Not only can you volunteer, you can be on the board and lead the board. Like, that's something we don't see a lot of here in the Twin Cities. So I'm just so happy to be able to get to do this and to work with Dawn. I didn't know that this was going to happen, so I'm super excited that we get to work together and work with you too, Bex, of course, and all of this. But I think it's really wonderful. It's really great.
Hey, representation matters. Right now, this is definitely the year of the empowered Black woman. We are not asking for permission. We are leading with love. This is a huge opportunity for Minnesotans to take note that Black women got this. Black women have been leading the Democratic Party. Black women have been in positions of leadership, and we know how to make things happen. My ask of the community is that you offer grace, offer support, that you listen and engage. And we are definitely here. We have the hearts and the love and the compassion to do what is necessary. And that is the plan. Veronica has amazing plans, a huge vision. She's brilliant and very strategic. And we are doing this with love. This is not about a big corporation or big business coming in. No, this is about a grassroots community nonprofit. We're not very big. We are small but mighty, and we are here to shift and change. It is 2021. We are not going back to normal. And this, looking at two Black women leading, this is what new normal can look like. And I want everyone to be empowered and embrace that as an amazing change to see. It's a refreshing change to see. And so I'm just really hoping that the community rallies around us, yes, rallies around the staff who have been working tirelessly to make things happen, to keep things afloat. Mm-hmm. And I'm just really grateful to be in the forefront and leading this and collaborating and bringing together individuals who want to do this work, because this is work and this work matters and this work is necessary.
And I would like to say too that this work that we're doing, to your point, Dawn, that community support is key. We are as good as the support that we have around us. It's not, oh, you're here, go ahead. No, we need that community to surround us. And we don't do the work by ourselves at all. We work with people who are so deeply invested in this work, and that we need that team, just like if anyone else in these positions would have that team. We need that team too. And it's so important. And we really appreciate those who have called in tonight to watch and listen and participate with us. It's because of you we're able to do this. So thank you.
Yeah, well, and thank you both for being here and sharing your insights. And I'll just say personally that I feel really lucky to get to learn from both of you, especially because you seem to have this sort of magical dynamic of the two of you as really impactful leaders. So it's really fun and exciting to get to have that opportunity to work with you and learn from you.
So Bex, I will jump in and say this. It is really important to me to mentor, nurture Veronica as well as staff. Many Black women do not get the opportunity to be truly developed to lead. This was a golden opportunity to bring in a young Black woman as an executive director. And at this level, it was very important to empower her to make hard decisions. It was important to amplify her voice and to build her up. This is a huge opportunity and a huge example that many other nonprofits and organizations need to do, because Black women historically get left behind on this piece as far as leadership development. And so we can shift that narrative, and it's really important, that we see it play out, and we need the support of others, of everyone, to embrace this and see that, not just be, performative allies. We need folks that really get it and believe in this work and truly believe that Black women can get this done. Embrace the uniqueness of this opportunity.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely really an amazing opportunity. And yeah, just really I personally really appreciate this. I think it feels like early on in my career, I'm getting to have this sort of life-changing mentorship from both. So I just appreciate both of you. And we're excited to see what comes next.
Absolutely.
Yeah, another question I have is that obviously 2020 was a very hard year for a lot of reasons. And I was wondering if you could speak to what you've seen in the past little while that gives you hope for the future, both sort of globally and societally, and also for the organization.
Mm. I would say a few things that I've seen have given me hope. There are people who know about RCFL, but who aren't, who've been admiring us and supporting us from afar, who I've seen come closer and say, I feel called to work with you in this work. And those are some people, I'll be working with moving forward. But I've seen people really come out of the woodworks to support the work that we do, to support me as an individual, Don. A number of people have come and said, like, I'm going to support you. I mean, that really gives me hope. And then also people I've just seen understand really what is going on and just the grace that they've shown us during this time. And just last year in the fall, we saw people really rally around us when we had to do our gala in a virtual format. People really showed up, and there was just so much excitement. And then as the year wound down, here we have this new year. When people ask questions, that shows they care. And people are asked questions, what's going on? What's coming up? Is the mission, the vision, are those still the same things you guys are focusing on? People want to know, people are interested in what is happening. So that gives me hope, that people are waiting, people are ready to get back into the swing of things. And when we're able to go full force again, I know that people will be there. So that, for me, that's been very encouraging.
I really don't have anything to add to that. That is extremely well said, Veronica. People are definitely leaning in.
Yes.
Want to know more. And thanks to many of the things that you did, Bex, in the, trenches of the pandemic. I mean, you did a great job. The staff did a great job at the time, even before Veronica started, because you have such a love for the organization. So I see the hope in the youthfulness of, the RCFL. We have some amazing young people who are just ready. Just let us know what we got to do. And we're going to run through walls to make it happen. And I'm so encouraged by you guys. I am here because, I love the energy that you guys bring. I love the brilliance that you bring. I love the vision that you bring. And I'm just trying to be like the guy, the mama, like, okay, how do we literally hone this in to make this, little engine into like this really big, impactful thing to support, the North Minneapolis and the Harrison neighborhood. I really see greatness. It is a prime area. We're close to downtown. There's so many opportunities, and we're just ready to be even more polished up. And the support is coming. We are like that little diamond in the rough, and people want to lean in and know more, and we're ready for it.
Yeah, no, definitely agreed. And thank you. Yeah, it's been really a fun and interesting and often really challenging time to, do fundraising in a pandemic and work with the staff. But similarly, definitely feel really energized by all the ideas and commitment to the mission, both from the staff and board and obviously Veronica, who really embodies that mission, our mission. So that's all of my formal questions I have to ask. Do either of you have anything else to add or to conclude with?
I would just say, I believe this is one of the first times we're doing something like this with RCFL, doing kind of a joint get to know us and, via Zoom, COVID safe sort of event. So I would just like to say this is just the beginning. We want to kick off this new year by just gathering a little bit with everyone. And, we hope to continue to walk in relationship with all of you who are watching and get to know you. And if there are others that you guys know that are passionate about the Harrison neighborhood in North Minneapolis, please invite them along with this. The more, the better. Even though we focus in on Harrison neighborhood, the support is wider than Harrison neighborhood. It's wider than North Minneapolis or Twin Cities. It's wider than Minnesota. And we just invite everyone who wants to really be partners and invest in this community to come join us. So that's all I'd say. Thank you.
And I will piggyback on that I am asking that if you are interested in being a part of the board,
Yes.
and has some experience in, finance or bookkeeping, and you just have a passion for numbers and building and being a part of a growing community, we are definitely looking for people to come join our board. Our board right now is very diverse, and we will continue to diversify our board as it is representative of not just North Minneapolis, but of the community at large. And so we are really open to bringing in people with fresh ideas, and more importantly, who really want to come in, because we have a working board that want to join committees, that want to be a part of something bigger. Come join the RCFL board. We would love to have you. And I'm very grateful and appreciative of this community. It has been very welcoming. I love the area. I love going down there and, getting something from Wendy's and House of Soul, the soul roll. So if you haven't had one, please, come and check out the Harrison neighborhood. There are really good things that will come, that are coming. So just be patient. Veronica used the word grace. Please offer us grace and your prayers that, we will continue to be successful in 2021.
Great. Yeah, no, I definitely would say it's very classic RCFL that there is room enough at the table for everyone to roll up their sleeves and get started. So definitely it's always that opportunity, and it'll probably be, at least from my experience, really transformative, not just be invested in, but getting that back.
It is. It is definitely a way for you to get involved, and to get involved in an opportunity where you can truly make a difference in lives of Black and Brown people. And that is, I'm excited for that. And I'm excited to get to know, more of you within the community, and continue to, watch out for Veronica, because, man, she's coming with all these great ideas. And I just, like I said, I just love her energy. And I was so grateful that she showed up that day in the pool of candidates that we interviewed. I'm so glad she was there. And she did an excellent job, and she continues to do an excellent job. So thank you, Veronica, for being up to the task, up to the challenges, And I'm grateful. I've got your back, girl. We're going to get this done.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, that concludes our interview. Thank you both for being here today. We're really excited to have your leadership and really appreciate your time and insights.